Facebook coin, the most exciting centralized cryptocurrency since JP Morgan coin. We're going to be breaking down just what the Facebook coin is and trying to understand, should we be excited about the Facebook coin or not? I'm leaning towards the not, but we'll break down the reasons why I think that the Facebook coin is kind of important, but at the same time, nothing to get excited about, perhaps even quite the opposite. Now, the New York Times has come out reporting that Facebook is already in talks with different cryptocurrency exchanges about selling the coin to its customers. COINBASE, potentially. I would not be surprised. It would fit Coinbase's overall corporate model. Now, the Facebook coin, at least the initial Facebook coin, is going to be a stable coin pegged to a basket of fiat currencies. So yay, lots of different government paper monies which inflate forever, pegged to a digital token controlled by Facebook. Are you excited yet? I know I am. Now, the initial deployment of this crypto is aimed specifically at WhatsApp, with Instagram and Facebook Messenger also rumored to be potentially involved with this project. I would expect eventually a Facebook coin to be rolled out on the main platform as well. Will Facebook coin be decentralized? Probably not, at least not in any of the ways that are important. Why would they launch something they can't control? It would go against the ethos of what Facebook does. Will it be censorship resistant? Will it be permissionless? It's just asking those questions for fun. You guys know the answer to that question. Facebook. Will it be Facebook's only cryptocurrency project? No. Facebook has been hiring engineers like crazy. This is just the beginning of Facebook's crypto journey. And even though the initial deployment of the Facebook coin is specifically aimed at WhatsApp, and of course the other projects are rumored, it's going to be across all of the real estate, because why wouldn't it be? The potential for it is massive. Facebook alone, just Facebook, has 2.32 billion monthly active users, more than 1 billion daily active users. Instagram has over 1 billion, WhatsApp has over 1 billion. It's massive, and a lot of them are crossovers. There will be very few people who have a Facebook account but don't use Instagram. But there will be some. There will be some that are unique, but it's massive. It's absolutely massive. You think about some of the things that Facebook's developing, and you have to wonder why Facebook develops them. And I could give you the example of their facial recognition technology. Amazing. You can just tag your friends so quickly. The computer just looks at the faces and reads it for you. You really think that Facebook developed that technology to help you tag your friends quicker in photos, just a random free service they spent millions developing for you? Or is that potentially the best test ground of crazy spyware training the AI to recognize faces possibly available to man? Think about it. You have more than 2 billion people who are putting their faces, their lives, all their images all over in lots of different situations. What an amazing training ground for the future of spyware. So that's just facial recognition technology over at Facebook, but it gives you a bit of the background potentially necessary to understand why we should perhaps not be excited about the Facebook cryptocurrency. Now, I want to give you a few other insider details about just who Facebook is and who Facebook works with on a regular basis. We have the Atlantic Council to start off with. Now, Facebook is partnered up with the Atlantic Council. And who is the Atlantic Council? Well, the Atlantic Council, they are quite the organization. It is an imperialist propaganda printing house backed by NATO, funded by billionaires, key oil companies and states and mega corporations, and it has esteemed war criminals like Henry Kissinger sitting on the board, as well as former CIA directors, secretaries of state, secretaries of defense, and a whole host of other people who should otherwise be in jail if we lived in a just society. But instead they get to be board directors after they finish their tenure of war, death, and destruction. Now, the key areas of focus of the Atlantic Council are disinformation, political manipulation, including elections, farthering corporate profits and imperialist resource goals, censoring and attacking anyone with anti-war views, and most pertinent to Facebook, the collection and gathering of data. And what better place to gather data than the place where everyone gives it away for free? It's wild. Then we have the FBI. The FBI is well known to be tapping Facebook Messenger. Now, the ACLU in the United States is challenging this, but with recent laws passed in Australia, which is a member of the Five Eyes Alliance, that is New Zealand, Australia, Canada, the USA, and the UK, all of their intelligence agencies work together and share data. So what we have seen in Australia is that we have a bill which has been passed which can allow backdoors to be built into any technology available in Australia, and those backdoors will be impossible to stop. So even though there might be some kind of protections in New Zealand or in the United States, all they have to do is call the Australians and say, hey, can you look in? And it becomes nearly impossible for any of these organizations to provide privacy to you, because they're working closely with government to ensure that you have no privacy. Then we have the CIA. Some of the earliest investors in Facebook did have very strong CIA connections. Now, it's not to say the CIA directly funded Facebook, but you really have to question the people who were involved at a very early stage with Facebook and their very strong connections to the CIA, as well as, of course, the CIA connections at the Atlantic Council. It's one big incestuous bed of money and power politics going on over at Facebook. Then, of course, we have the NSA. Now, Facebook collaborated with the NSA on their PRISM program, which, if you forgot what the PRISM program was, it was only revealed thanks to the bravery of one of America's absolute modern heroes and patriots, Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden, of course, has been forced into exile because war criminals run the government, and there is no space in America for true heroes and true patriots. It's a wild situation. The truth is the most dangerous thing in the empire of lies. Now, PRISM, the project itself, basically let the NSA access any of your information stored at Facebook. But it wasn't just Facebook. Can't put all the blame on Facebook on the PRISM program. All the other major corporations lined up to sell you out too. Companies like Google and Microsoft and basically every other major tech company was participating in this program. It's very disturbing to see the reach of these things. But then who is surprised that Facebook is in bed with all of these government organizations and all these think tanks? And there's no surprises here, is there? We all know what Facebook is. Their business model is to take your data, monetize it, and sell it to the highest bidder. It's always been what they do. The rules are constantly changing, and you as a user are never really safe. But it's free, so who cares, right? I can post my pictures on there. My grandma's there. She can see my latest picture of my holiday. And that's just the government stuff. Then we look at actually Facebook itself and what the repercussions of some of these things have been. And it comes down to things like not just selling your data and all these different things, but also the power of the public square. Remember, 2.3 billion people have Facebook accounts. This is the new global internet commons. This is the new public square. And if any of that previously makes you think that Facebook is not working with government and not becoming part of government, well, something to think about. The deplatforming is happening, and it happens regularly on Facebook. Facebook is in bed with all of these big players. And we can look, of course, to some very prolific deplatformings. Alex Jones is probably one of the bigger ones. By the way, that podcast that he did, that 5-hour tour de force with Joe Rogan the other day, was highly entertaining. And now you might be saying, but Lark, Alex Jones is a crazy person and a conspiracy theorist. Look, guys, it's Alex Jones. It's Alex Jones. Anybody who watches Alex Jones and goes, that's 100% the truth, and I agree with everything this guy says. Like, it's entertainment, guys. It's fun. He makes some really interesting points, but we all know who Alex Jones is. We are adults. We can make our own decisions about the information that we receive. And if you're one of the people who cheered for Alex Jones to be deplatformed? What happened to free speech? It's crazy. In fact, some people have even come out saying that the Bitcoin community should ostracize Alex Jones and that he should not be welcome to use Bitcoin. That's wild. But Bitcoin, unlike PayPal and Facebook and shoddy journalists over at Forbes, do not censor you based on your political opinions or talking about aliens or race or gender or nationality or any of that stuff. Bitcoin is decentralized, permissionless, censorship-resistant money. It's very powerful when you start to look at the opposite and what is actually happening in the real world in terms of censorship. And just a quick thought too, if you really think that Alex Jones should have been deplatformed, then I hope you're cheering for Rachel Maddow to also be deplatformed. She's regularly up there spinning crazy conspiracy theories about like Russia is going to turn off the power in Michigan and everyone's going to freeze to death and stuff. But she is part of the corporate propaganda war machine. She is part of manufacturing consent. She is part of this cycle of hate and sanctions and war. But being pro-war and pro-death and pro-propaganda gets you a multi-million-dollar a year salary at MSNBC. And it gets you approved on Facebook. Something to keep in mind. But, Lark, Facebook's a private business. They can do whatever they want. Well, look, at what point does the government invasion of this platform get through to people? Facebook is not just a private business. You really, really need to keep this in mind. Look at how deeply embedded Facebook is with government at nearly every single level. The rules are constantly changing. There's zero transparency. There's zero accountability. They run the show, and the government is calling the shots behind them. What kind of a private business is that? Sounds more like digital fascism to me. That's what Facebook has largely become. Interestingly, China has kept Facebook out. Well, they actually let them in for one day, and then they shut them down. But I mean, hey, the Chinese government does their own spying on their own citizens, and they know that Facebook is a spying tool, so why would they want to let a foreign spying tool come in and spy on their citizens? They already do all the spying. They don't need anyone else to spy on their citizens. By this point, I know what you're saying. Hey, Lark, what's this, man? I came here for crypto. You seem to have gone off the deep end a little bit, Lark. Well, yes and no. This everything I've just discussed is the key points of why, when you look at the Facebook coin, you should be incredibly suspicious. Just take all that context I just gave you and put it now towards your understanding of Facebook's cryptocurrency, because it's very, very important. Because these facts underline to us that Facebook cannot be trusted. Facebook is an organization which is inherently anti-freedom, anti-free speech, anti-truth, anti-democracy, pro-war, pro-government, pro-spying, pro-control, pro-stealing your data, pro-selling you out to the highest bidder, pro-1984 dystopian crazy future. So what do you think their crypto is really going to be like? But hey, at least you can share your pictures with your grandma and maybe she can send you $5. Winning, I guess, maybe. Not really. I don't think so. The Facebook coin is very transparent in the terms of what it's going to be. We can all understand it from its inception. They will tell the government who you are sending money to. They will tell you, the government, why you are sending money to this person. What penny you didn't pay taxes on. They're going to tell you who you are and who you are not allowed to send money to. And they will report you for sending payments to people deemed undesirable or suspicious by the government. Maybe you want to support an environmental activist group. You're probably going to get reported to the government for that. This is going to be even better for the government than the dollar has been. Every single payment ever made on the platform will be categorized by political ideology, race, religion, and tracked. When, where, to who, for what. Everything will be controlled and transparent to the spy agencies. This is the kind of global money that is truly terrifying. This is the global money of like Alex Jones style conspiracies of the New World Order is going to take over and control everything. Like that's that kind of scary money. That's what Facebook money is. Really worth understanding that. How long until we start having Facebook scores, right? Low score and you can't buy a plane ticket. Just like China's social credit system, guys. Any wrong speak and your account gets frozen. They're already deplatforming people for wrong speak on Facebook. And I already know, this is the big secret for you guys, I already know the price of Facebook coin. 2 plus 2 equals 5. This, to me, is about as exciting as the JP Morgan coin, honestly. In fact, even this is even less exciting than the JP Morgan coin because the scope of Facebook coin is even more insidious and dangerous. And yet, it will likely introduce millions of people to the idea of cryptocurrency. But much like their internet use behavior, having lots of people using Facebook coin will not necessarily equate into more users for other cryptos. Also, we do have to take a moment to acknowledge the safety wheels of Facebook coin. Because that's one of the problems of Bitcoin is that there's no safety wheels. You actually have to be responsible and charge your own financial destiny, right? Which is amazing. But some people can't handle that. They like the safety wheels that the bank offers, and Facebook is probably going to offer those exact same kind of safety wheels. Reversing fraudulent transactions, restoring lost coins, shutting down fraudulent service providers. All the stuff that makes them so compliant. Yeah. Look, the reality of why Facebook is doing this now, part of it, of course, is other social media companies like Telegram launching their coins. But we can also consider what a really powerful payment vehicle this can become. Just think of how ubiquitous Facebook actually is. You can go almost anywhere and log in using your Facebook account. Sign up using Facebook. Imagine if it's just one step farther. Pay now using Facebook. 2.3 billion consumers can start buying things all over the web using Facebook coin. This one-click payment, just like you have a one-click sign-up or a one-click sign-in using your Facebook account, it would be huge. It really, really would be. And it is a key factor in the success of Facebook coin, in my opinion, getting accepted outside of Facebook's walled garden. Imagine we could see Facebook coin becoming a major competitor for something like Apple Pay or other similar payment methods. But imagine also the power of merchants being able to sell items directly inside of Facebook. No moving people out to another website. You just keep people in that constant Facebook loop. Everybody knows what you buy, when you buy it, who you buy it for, when you sell it. All of it on Facebook. And all those transaction fees going back to Facebook as well. It would be huge for e-commerce. So I mostly see downsides here, but you gotta look, there's some potential positives too. This could be really good for e-commerce. People could sell more stuff on Facebook. But you have to understand the reality of what that actually means. People would just increasingly stay on Facebook. You wouldn't even need to leave it to buy anything. All the merchants can sell directly on Facebook. And then, of course, we have to keep in mind that Facebook coin could end up becoming one of the biggest coins in the world, one of the biggest currencies in the world. Remember, 2.3 billion monthly users. And if people can start doing their financial transactions over Facebook, you'll probably get more monthly users. And you can look at the US dollar as an interesting example. The US dollar is a major global currency, major for international trade, but it's really only the currency of one country, even though there's some others that use it as kind of a tier 2 currency like Cambodia or Vietnam or something like that. The reality is that it's really just one country's currency. To see something like the Facebook coin being global money for all of Facebook's 2.3 billion users could, if it got adoption. And again, we're still at the early stages. Facebook hasn't told us all the details of what Facebook coin is going to be like and all these things, but it could be absolutely massive and even potentially become the biggest currency in the world. That's just speculation at this point, but you could definitely see the potential for that to happen if it really takes off on the platform. It would make Facebook essentially one of the biggest and most important financial institutions in the world. And let's go back to the earlier context and think, is that actually going to be a good thing? No, it's not going to be a good thing. It's going to be Facebook. Tough reality of the situation. Now, previously, Facebook did have Facebook credits, which failed, but I have a really strong feeling that the lessons have been learned from the Facebook credits fiasco, and that this time is likely going to be different. But we should not fear Facebook coin, for fear is the mind killer. Recognize the enemy of freedom, and with a sober mind, act accordingly. Buy Bitcoin and carry on. Crypto is much more than just a better form of digital payments. It is a movement based on freedom. It is a movement based on creating a better world, a world free from the extreme tyranny of the corporate, tech, and political overlords. Facebook coin is the exact opposite. Anyway, just my 2 Satoshis on the topic. You guys let me know what you think about Facebook coin down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. As always, I super appreciate your time. I know we live in a time-poor world, so the 20 minutes you've taken to come over here and watch this video, super awesome, guys, really. You all rock, and I appreciate it so much. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up on it. That would be supremely awesome. You can also subscribe to the channel if you are new around here and hit that notification bell down below to stay up to date when I put out a new video. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.